Afternoon. My name is Dr. Peter Nalen, and I'm the Executive Associate Dean for Educational Affairs. On behalf of the Indiana University School of Medicine, allow me to welcome you to our White Coat ceremony. It is a privilege and an honor to have our students, along with family members and friends, to witness this very important step in what we believe will be the start of an exciting and fulfilling career in medicine. Before we begin, please place your cell phones on silent so we won't distract from one of the most memorable days in our students' medical training. We are joined today by a number of leaders from the school who will be actively involved in their education. I'd like to take an opportunity to introduce them to you and ask them to stand as their names are called, beginning with Executive Vice Dean Stephen Bodgwick and Executive Associate Dean of Faculty Affairs and Professional Development, Mary Dankowski. Let me continue by introducing our Associate Deans and Directors of our statewide campuses. They include Associate Deans John Watkins, Stephen Becker, Fenlai Chang, Darren Bishop, Patrick Bankston, Mark Fox, Peter Young, and Regina Chrysley. Additionally, we have leaders from medical student education who I will also invite to stand. Senior Associate Dean Bradley Allen, Associate Dean Maureen Harrington, and Assistant Deans Antoine Haywood, Marty Reeser, and Abigail Clems. We're also joined by admissions leadership and faculty members who I will ask to stand as your names are called. Andrew Beckman, Assistant Professor of Clinical Emergency Medicine, and Doris Hardiker, Associate Professor of Clinical Anesthesia. Both are co-chairs of our admissions committee, and Karen Smart, Director of Admissions. Krista Hoffman-Longton, Assistant Dean of Faculty Development. Patricia Treadwell, Chair of Student Promotions and Professor of Pediatrics. Stephen Syko, Associate Professor of Clinical Emergency Medicine and Pediatrics. George Bitar, Volunteer Clinical Assistant Professor of Medicine. Aline Hamati, Assistant Professor of Clinical Neurology. Rajiv Sood, Division Chief and Program Director of Plastic Surgery. Shane Avery, Volunteer Clinical Assistant Professor of Family Medicine, and Tom Galusis, Volunteer Faculty, General Surgery. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce our Dean of the Indiana University School of Medicine, Vice President for Clinical Affairs, and Walter J. Dolly Professor, our Dean, Dean J. Hess.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome, class of 2020, family and friends. One of our students recently asked me what my vision was for education at the IU School of Medicine. And I told him it was really simple. We're going to do everything that we can to help our students realize their dreams. Today, class of 2020, you will begin making your dreams a reality. By donning a white coat, you're taking the first step in a long and challenging journey. This coat is going to be a constant reminder of the responsibilities that you have as a physician. And the oath that you're going to take today will be a guidepost for you all along the way as you treat countless patients, you solve the health problems that our generation wasn't able to, and pass your knowledge and skills and values on to the next generation. This, of course, is a big challenge. We are here to support and encourage you on that journey while challenging you to realize your full potential in medicine. Medical training and practice is very different than college, and it's going to put new demands on you. Until now, your success has largely been about studying and recalling information for tests. And you've shown that you can do that, or you wouldn't be here. And while, believe me, there's still much studying and many tests ahead, you will also need to develop new kinds of mastery that go far beyond just recalling facts. This is a calling that's going to require you to use your head, your hands, and your heart, not only to treat your patients, but also to make healthcare better for patients in the future. And that's what this school's first oncologist, Dr. Larry Einhorn, did when he joined the School of Medicine faculty in 1973 at age 30. Dr. Einhorn took care of countless young men with testicular cancer, metastatic, and almost all of those patients died. After losing one of his colleagues to testicular cancer, who was also in his 30s, the same age as Dr. Einhorn, he was determined to find a solution to what at the time was the leading cancer killer of young men. He tried adding an experimental drug, platinum, to the drugs that had been already used. It was a drug that had shown some limited success in some other types of cancer. His first patient with testicular cancer responded remarkably well, and he began to test the drug on others in clinical trials. He was able to increase the survival rate for this disease from 5% to 95%. Because of his curiosity and determination, there are over 300,000 men alive today who would have otherwise died. We still face many diseases for which there are no cures. You are the ones who can change that if you have that same kind of curiosity and imagination and determination. As physicians, you will use your hands to examine patients, to administer treatments, to apply bandages or set broken bones. But your hands also have the power to comfort and demonstrate compassion and respect for all of your patients. I can think of no better example of that than Dr. Kent Brantley, who was a 2009 graduate of the IU School of Medicine. He was named a Time Person of the Year for his work fighting the Ebola virus. And he spoke at our commencement in 2015, where he described how he and his colleagues worked tirelessly in Liberia caring for Ebola patients in 2013. Of the 20 patients they treated, only one survived. So under circumstances like that, it's hard not to become numb and detached from all of the suffering. But nevertheless, Dr. Brantley, while risking his own life and caring for those who are dying, continued to offer compassion. Wearing biosafety gear for his own protection, he reached out and touched his patients and offered them comfort and hope. You too are going to be called countless times to enter into the lives of other people and comfort their suffering. This is a tall order. This is a profession that will continually call on your hearts. It's your heart that got you this far, and it's your heart that will keep you a caring and comforting doctor in the years ahead. When I think of heart, I think of the very dedicated and beloved member of our faculty, Dr. Panagiotis Iatridis, who passed away just a few weeks ago. Dr. Iatridis was a former assistant dean of our Northwest campus. He loved teaching, and he introduced a method of learning called problem-based learning, or PBL, which is now widely used, and it's a powerful way of teaching complicated subjects. Dr. Iatridis was also a busy internist and a very successful researcher, but he always found time for his patients, and he considered some of his most important work to be preparing the next generation of doctors. He committed himself to the profession and left a legacy of students he taught and the communities he served. Dr. Iotrides loved his profession in the IU School of Medicine so much that at his request, his IU School of Medicine white coat was hung proudly beside his casket at his funeral. And at the end of the funeral, it was neatly folded, put on his chest, and he was buried that way. That's the kind of loyalty and dedication you're going to find in the faculty at the IU School of Medicine. So now you, too, are part of the IU School of Medicine, and the white coat that you will wear is a symbol of this great profession and the awesome responsibilities that come with being a physician. Class of 2020, may everything that you do with your head, with your hands, and your heart from this point on be a reflection of your pride in your school, your commitment to the profession, and above all, your love for humanity. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dean Hess. Before we continue, I want to share some background about the ceremony you are about to witness. The white coat ceremony dates back 2,500 years when the Greek physician Hippocrates advised doctors on how they should dress, knowing that a healer's dress was as important as the tools they used to treat the sick. Today, the white coat is a symbol of honesty, integrity, and trustworthiness. The white coat reminds us to always treat our patients with the care and respect they deserve. Students, during today's ceremony, you will be cloaked with your first white coat, a mantle of our profession as an expression of our confidence in your ability to learn and advance the noble tradition of doctoring. Then together, we will stand and recite the physician's oath, an oath you will encounter again at your commencement ceremony. By establishing this meaningful ritual at the start of your medical education and training, we hope it will instill an awareness and commitment of the responsibilities you are assuming from this day forward. It's intended to impress upon you the importance of the doctor-patient relationship and the obligations inherent in the practice of medicine, to excel scientifically, to care compassionately, and to serve professionally. As we begin the ceremony, I would ask family members and friends to save their applause until all of our students receive their white coats so we can hear every name and celebrate everyone together. If, as you're taking photos, you can keep the aisles clear, it will allow our students to come forward and be cloaked without delay. Thank you in advance for your cooperation. So let's begin our ceremony by inviting Dean Hess, Dr. John Watkins, and Dr. Stephen Bodgwick to join me with cloaking our first group of students from IU School of Medicine, Bloomington. I'll ask Dr. Maureen Harrington to assist me at the podium. Our staff members from Medical Student Education will direct our first group of students to come on stage, hand Dr. Harrington their card, and then approach either Dr. Watkins or Dr. Bodgwick with their white coat to be cloaked. Let's begin. Benjamin Bacon, Jennifer Belasco, Nick Berg, Andrew Bolasani, Daniel Caceres, Grant Callan, Brian Cevallos, Christine Doherty. Daniel Edwards. Joseph Eskew. Michael Frondorf. Wesley Gallagher. Caitlin Goggins. Alexander Hayden. Kent Kraus. Brittany Lett. Elizabeth McIntyre. Eric Madrano. Hasib Mahudin. Leah Moravec. Bryant Maracho. Perry Rabin. Arnan Ramatullah. Kyle Ridlin. Robert Rodriguez. Zoe Syons. Amr Shagori. Kevin Smith. Catherine Snyder. Jesse Sportsman. Courtney Sullivan. Thomas Svenstrup. Josh Vollmer. Eric Weidenbenner. Jocelyn Young. Our thanks to Dr. Watkins and Bodgwick. Next, let me invite Dr. Steve Becker and Dr. Stephen Syko to take your places at the stage for cloaking of our students from IU School of Medicine, Evansville. We'll continue now with students from Evansville. Maria Anderson. Taylor Bastin. Nathaniel Bates. Megan Carroll. Caitlin Engel. Patrick Gidley. Adam Given. Mariana Hoyos. Sarah Islam. Elliot Johns. Sarah Lipp. Dylan Long. Miles Mann. Nael Ninad. Michael Pergola. Anna Rossler. Lauren Salisbury. Mark Smith. Thomas Strobel. Jacob Trimble. Peter Vassallo III. Jose Velez. Jacob Weinsapfel. Sarina Wright. Thank you, Dr. Becker and Dr. Saiko. Next, let me invite Dr. Fenlai Chang and Dr. Rajiv Sood to take your place on stage to assist with cloaking our students from IU School of Medicine, Fort Wayne. We'll continue with students from Fort Wayne. Christina Amanambu. Tyler R. Scott. Elise Briscoe. Haley Craig. Corina Creighton. Isabel Dagger. Patrick Dugan. Constantine Grunwald. Savannah Hotter. Rubing He. Angelica Hedgelin. Alexandra Johnson. Helen Lee. Nicholas Litchin. Joseph McCann. Jeffrey Ori. Shivani Parikshuk. Andrea Patterson. Shaniqua Reese. Giovanni Rodriguez. Daniel Romano. Sebastian Ruiz Herrera. Ali Salame. Jot Singh. Anil Andrew Sood. Cynthia Tetro. Domingo Uceda. Ruben Vasquez. Madeline Weber. Jamaica Westfall Snyder. Joseph Whitmore. Elliot Yee. Thank you, Drs. Chang and Sud. Let me invite Dr. Darren Bishop and Dr. Shane Avery to take your places on the stage to assist with cloaking our students from Indiana University School of Medicine, Muncie. We'll continue with students from Muncie. Zachary Arnold. Kaylee Avery. Cindy Barbosa Nunez. Denise Clark. Jonathan Koss. James Costin. Nicole DeFries. Tobin Eicher. Sophia Gillum. Alexis Kaiser. Paul Lacanienta. Benjamin Lancaster. Timothy Lehman. Christian Mendez. Dana Mitchell. Ryan Patton. Shani Pena. Brandon Roberts. Catherine Shamblin. Sarah Tepner. Heidi White. Audrey York. Thank you, Drs. Bishop and Avery. Next, we invite Dr. Patrick Bankston and Dr. Tom Galusis to take their places. We'll be cloaking students from IU School of Medicine, Northwest Gary. We'll continue now with students from Northwest Gary. Kimberly Allen. Damilola Awanusi. Taylor Cable. Caitlin Collins. Ashley Detzner. Roshni Doot. Melissa Egert. Hassan Farouk. Devin Fetters. Nick Galusis. Jaewon Young. Dimitar Krastev. Raphael Lemus. Philip Markadis. Charles Mavros. Luke Momper. Dylan Moore. Arnold Obungu. Timothy O'Connor. Robert Painter. Shreya Raman. Thomas Riley. Jason Rothschild. Charles Scheel. Liza Shaw. Joyce Tam. Carlos Vega. David Vega. Thank you, Drs. Bankin and Galusis. Now I'll invite Dr. Mark Fox and Dr. Krista Hoffman-Longton to take their places assisting with cloaking our students from IU School of Medicine, South Bend. Christian Alabach. Caroline Bolarinwa. Vincent Compiti. Carlton Collins. Charles Florence. Vaughn Florian. Benjamin Fox. Stephen Graber. Allie Hostetler. Michael Hauer. Ryan Kaufman. Joseph Lake. Emily Larson. Rebecca Liebel. Matthew Logsdon. Ross McCauley. Brianna McElderry. Natalia Mezzanina. Chelsea Miller. Daniel Minter. Brittany Moore. Christina Raghunandan. Jordan Rogers. Audra Rugraff. Lauren Van Buren. Stephanie Vandaloon. Matty White. Noel Whitwer. Patrick Worster. Jose Zelaya. Thank you, Dr. Fox and Dr. Hoffman-Longton. Let me invite Dr. Peter Jung and Dr. Doris Hardiker to take their place on the stage to assist with cloaking our students from IU School of Medicine, Terre Haute. Priya Abayankar. Jennifer Brahm. Tucker Brush. Austin Dietz. William El-Khatib. Zachary Gapinski. John Handy. Jonathan Harper. Hannah Jarvis. Brianne Jungles. Alejandro Mangalo. Sean Moore. Jessica Muldoon. Brandon Myers. Deborah Myers. Julie Painter. Elizabeth Parimaneth. Jonathan Para. Tyler Robinson. Jennymar Rojas. Dylan Rupska. Connor Simutis. Tyler Strain. Ariel Sturgill. Thank you, Dr. Young and Dr. Hardiker. Next, we'll invite Dr. Regina Kreisley and Dr. Abigail Clems to your places on stage to assist with cloaking our students from IU School of Medicine West Lafayette. We'll continue now with students from West Lafayette. Andrews Ajapong. Maria Bell. Sophia Bertoloni Melli. Kono Binda. Lindsay Christensen. Mary Caitlin Christie. Elliot Dano. Mei-Ling Eubank. Stephen Godfrey. Brianna Grisby. Kyle Hardwick. Amanda Hornbach. Ben Hufford. Tyler Hughes. Zonair Khan. Leslie Marshall. Janelle McNeil. Chu-Jen Ong. Juliette Prieto. Catherine Schultz. Danielo Thayello. Donica Ubeyasenu. Andrew Vega. Weston Wright. Thank you, Dr. Clems and Dr. Kreisley. Allow me to invite Dr. Bradley Allen and Dr. George Bitar to take your places on the stage. We'll be cloaking the students from IU School of Medicine, Indianapolis. We'll continue now with our students from the School of Medicine, Indianapolis. Cynthia Abam. Zain Abedali. Michael Ajay. Susuana Ajay. Maria Barrios. Jillian Belmonte. Julie Bitar. Madeline Blackwell. Heather Blickenstaff. Benjamin Boot. Gracelyn Bowes. Sarah Burns. Ashley Bush. Innocent Biriningiro. Sarah Bird. Khalid Kampa. Michael Carson. Nicholas Carter. Rene Castro. Sean Chang. Jesse Chen. Stephen Clapp. David Crook. Carrie Comiskey. Paige Dahlgren. Nehanth Demeira. John Damrath. William DeBrock. Kayla Delaney. Nick Donde. Haley Drozd. Allison Ambalabalu. Zita Abor Bexon. Elizabeth Fernander. Dylan Fisher. Thank you, Drs. Allen and Bitar. I'd like to invite Dr. Antoine Haywood and Dr. Aline Hamati to continue assisting with cloaking our students. Lester Maxwell Gallivan. Maritza Gomez. Melissa Gronseski. David Hawk. Fuad Haddad. Emily Hadley. Connor Hannon. Arvind Haran. Sarah E. Harmon. Kyle Hart. Fawaz Hasnain. John Hauber. Krishna Hegde. Jamel Hill. Garrett Hillsden Smith. Vosi Inova. Matthew Hollowell. Jonathan Hosty. Christina Huang. Evelyn Huang, Aubrey Hushak, Nasru Isaac, Andrew Jason John, Tavana Johnson, Andrew Kaw, Hannah Klein, James Knight II, Thomas Kotnick, Adriana Kramer, Nimisha Kumar, Kevin Kuo, Justin Lee, Moju Lee, Wendy Lee, Jane Liao, Jose Lujano, Porina Manyar, John Markser, Adam May, Chelsea McCurdy, Adam Morris, Hunter Muni, Quinton Nanette, Azad Nupani, Dennis Nee, Gail Okanya, Blessing Obemudia, Kyle O'Malley, Ashley Omorobe, Adrian Orozco, Paxton Ott, thank you, Drs. Haywood and Hamati. I would like to invite Dr. Patricia Treadwell and Dr. Andrew Beckman to continue assisting with cloaking our medical students. We'll resume. Janeet Pandya, Priya Parikh, Parth Patel, Pooja Patel, Edward Peng, Louis Perkins, Arisa Peters, David Price, Paul Randazzo, Russell Reed, Rebecca Richardson. Giovanni Rodriguez. Julia Rell. Ariel Russell. Jared Salisbury. Morgan Sandelski. David Schmitz. Joel Scroring. Bailey Schuler. Sheena Shaw. Bella Shu. Jared Smith. Dayton Snyder. Hallie Staples. Matthew Steinhardt. Taylor Stevens. Julie Sturm. Patrick Tiffany. Monica Tillmans. Sumit Tour. Alberto Torres. Ben Vickery. Pia Maria Vertanen. Daniel Wagner. Caitlin Waldrop. Kamala Walters. Michael Wiesman. Joseph Wendt. Chelsea Waynos. Darcy White. Aston Warden. Gerald Wu. Ryan Shu. Jeffrey Yu. Evan Zaire. Francis Zarelli. I'll ask Dr. Hess to join at the podium and ask that all students and physicians in attendance please stand and join Dean Hess in reciting the physician's oath, which can be found on the back of today's program. Dean Hess.
I solemnly pledge myself to consecrate my life to the service of humanity. I will give to my teachers the respect and gratitude which is their due. I will practice my profession with conscience and dignity. The health of my patient will be my first consideration. I will respect the secrets which are confided in me. I will maintain by all the means in my power the honor and noble traditions of the medical profession. My colleagues will be my sisters and brothers. I will not permit consideration of religion, nationality, race, age, gender, sexual orientation, disabilities, party politics, or social standing to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life, even under threat. I will not use my medical knowledge contrary to the laws of humanity. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor.
Class, would you please turn, face the audience. I present to all present here today the class of 2020, Indiana University School of Medicine. Thank you all for coming today. We look forward to many more celebrations with you along your journey. I'll ask Dr. Clems to lead the platform party off the stage, at which time the stage area will be available for photos. There will be School of Medicine banners available in the lobby area if you would like to use those for photographs as well. We thank you. Please travel safely, and good night.